Hey, what's up, guys? We're back with another week of Honorable Mentions podcast, episode number 6. We got a special guest for you coming. He's an 845 boy that was a past teammate of mine for many years, Brendan White.
What's up, everybody? How you guys doing?
Brendan
Football as
White
well.
was definitely a stud back when I played with him, but he was lucky enough to hear his name called in the MLB draft a little while back. So he got selected by the Detroit Tigers. So he's been working with them and training with them this offseason, even with COVID and everything. So, B, if you want to give him just quick before we start the rankings, just how that experience has been in a minute or two, we'll give you the mic.
Absolutely. Honestly, it's been, everything that I've been hoping for and everything that I was working for. So it's been a lot of fun to finally, see what it's like on the inside playing pro ball and see how everything is handled. And it's been a lot of fun. So for the ranking, should I start with the rankings now?
No, I'm going to go back and do it then.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, that's B. White. He's a pitcher out of Mahopac. He played college ball at Siena, and now he's on the Detroit Tigers. So this week's topics fit real well with him. And our topics for this week are going to be top healthy snacks for, before he's ready to go sling the rock, what he's going to eat before or after. And then we're also going to we got to do it, right? Top 5 pitchers of all time from the man himself. Me and Riley might be struggling with it, but he probably knows pitchers a little better than we are. They're technically his coworkers, some of them. So we're going to get right into it. We're going to go me off the bat again. Then you're going to hear from Brendan, and then Riley always coming in at cleanup. Whether there's 3 or 4 guests, he's always batting cleanup. So I'm going to start off right away with some honorable mentions for my favorite healthy snacks, because I think these two are just classics that, first of all, blueberries. I always used to really not give blueberries enough hype. My sister loved them. My dad loved them. I used to not like them, and I've been eating them recently, and there's some slept-on fruit. And then this honorable mention is just when I think of running out the door to practice or opening my lunchbox in 8th grade, I think of a cheese stick. Just your everyday cheese stick. People either eat them like a stick of glue or they peel them. Like, I'm a big peel guy personally, but I know everyone's got their ways of going about it. So not to get too into the honorable mentions, we're going to go through my list. We're definitely going to be talking more detail about the pitchers. There's less of them. It's more interesting. But we're going to run through these foods for you guys. So here's mine. Number 10, the good old cashew. Got to have some nuts on here. I just like the cashew. Number 9, beef jerky, baby. A little on the pricier end. But when you're talking healthy, there's protein in there. Honestly, some of the different flavors, you get a little unhealthier. But if you just get a natural, organic beef jerky, it's real healthy, and it fills you up, too. So that's on my list for sure. Number 8, I'm going strawberries. Any type of strawberries, chocolate-covered strawberries, regular strawberries in your cereal and your yogurt. Just awesome, refreshing snack. Number 7 through 1 is where I got torn because I eat all of these up and all the time. This is what I open my fridge and you'll find these in there. Number 7 is an apple, green, yellow, red, whatever. Throw some peanut butter, throw some caramel on there. I know Riley's a big peanut butter apple guy from firsthand experience. On this list, yeah, you like cheese sticks. Everyone likes this, but everyone likes apples, bro. Like, I've never met someone that hasn't at least eaten an apple. Number 6, I think real underrated. I think people look at these as they're kind of gross and they're kind of annoying and messy with the shells and all, but pistachios, man. How do you not enjoy the whole cracking open, popping in? I'm not a big ice cream guy for pistachio ice cream, but they still have it. Our boy Mike Kutka from home loves it. So it's a big
sicko for that.
Number 5, here's my top 5, bro. These are all number 1s in my heart. Me and Riley always have a problem when we're FaceTiming early in the day to think about our list. 1 through 3 or 1 through 5 is always a toss-up.
There's locks.
Number 5,
all locks.
It's all locks, like he's saying. You can't go wrong. But just a good old fruit yogurt, like a nice strawberry yogurt or a peach yogurt, whether it's Chobani or Dannon or something. They're just so good, especially those Danimals, bro. I'm gonna take a second to talk about Danimals yogurt. I was little and I saw that little Danimal bottle. You peel the thing off and you just knock her back. That was my 5-hour energy when I was 7 years old. Like that was, and I love Danimals. Number 4, just a good old fashioned peach. I think they're really underrated as a fruit. They're so, if you get a good ripe one and you don't ruin your experience with like a rotten one, peaches are real good. Coming in at 3, we go S'mores granola bar, Quakers with all their granola bars. S'mores one changes the game. It's not just your regular chocolate chip. Relatively healthy, still not as healthy as some of these, but it's not a Snickers bar. Number 2 and number 1, you guys shoot me, but pineapple number 2 and number 1 watermelon. I know you're supposed to buy it sliced up or you slice it up and eat it like a pizza or something. I could literally cut the watermelon in half, get 2 spoons, and just eat the whole thing. And I'm not kidding. I will do it for the podcast one day on video. And me and Riley will have a watermelon race. But those are my list. So I'm going to pass the mic to Brendan White, and I'm going to hear what he likes to fuel up on before he gets active on the day.
For sure. I mean, a lot of our list is pretty consistent. I mean, a lot of the things, it's hard to miss out. Like, I don't have as much honorable mentions, and it's kind of tough to put these like in an order.
Do your best, kid. Do your best.
Yeah, so I'll do my best. I would say at number 10, it would be 9 or 10. It's kind of hard to go back and forth, but just an apple and a banana.
Now. It's harder to rank.
Yeah, it's like some things are just hard to flip.
Something and they're like, oh, it's your favorite chips, your favorite candy. It's harder than you think.
But you got to rotate too. That's why it's hard. They're all number 1.
Yeah.
20 times. You got to eat number 2 10 times too.
Fast. For sure. So, I mean, 9 and 10 for me is just going to be an apple and a banana, easy, quick, simple, start off the morning, something easy like that. I'm also a big meal prep guy. So, I make a lot of like snacks and kind of get stuff ready for me because like I don't have as much like small snacks as I do like just kind of like little meals throughout the day. Like, I'm eating 6 meals, but like a snack instead of like, say peanuts, I'll have like chicken and like rice or something, something that I'll make for myself early in the week and just so I have it for later on. So like it's kind of tough with the snacks, so it's like, cause that kind of like is a snack for me cause it's not a full meal, but it's just something to help supplement me for the day.
You really ain't no professional athlete, big dog. When
Yeah,
I get drafted to the when the
key.
Mets take me in the rounds, I'll get my name called. I'll eat chicken for a snack too.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Right now I'm trying to gain a little bit of weight, so I'm putting on, I'm eating about 6 meals a day, so I'm trying to put on as much as I can. So like small snacks are like 2 grilled chicken breasts, a cup or 2 of rice, and just kind of
all right,
going hammer time. Yeah.
We'll rewind to Mahopac Magic baseball, and
Yeah.
tell me before me and you hopped in the car and before we drove through the parking garage and all our baseball equipment fell off the roof.
I forgot about that. Jeez. Wow.
Tell me what you would eat back then.
Yeah, I can give you my top 3 because that's pretty consistent. Back then and now, pretty easy. Honestly, like peanuts are always an easy go-to. Like a lot of protein and stuff. You find them everywhere. So it's like really, gas stations are gonna have them. Like traveling and stuff, you're always gonna find some good peanuts. But the only thing better than peanuts, in my opinion, you had it ranked pretty low, is beef jerky. Beef jerky is my number 1. I have to go with beef jerky. Once again, like it's everywhere. Yeah, it's a little expensive, but like I mean, it's it's good. It's really good. And like you said, there's so many different flavors and stuff that like it just doesn't go bad. Like honestly, at the end of my workout today, I had beef jerky. Like I'm just on the way home. I was like, why not? Like pretty simple like that. But yeah, beef jerky and peanuts are like my top 2. Those are my go-to snacks.
Hell yeah. Good shit, Brendan.
Riley, let's hear it, kid.
All right, I got some honorable mentions coming for you. I do a lot of snacking, try to make it healthy, but some days it's kind of hard. Try it or whatever. But apples and peanut butter, my first honorable mention. I used to smack that in daycare for sure. It does not make my top 10. Or it probably wouldn't even make my top 15, but with peanut butter, it does get excessively higher. And I'd say I don't eat beef jerky on the regular. I don't got money for that. But if I did, I'd have it in my top 10 probably, but it is in my honorable mention as well.
Fair enough.
All right. At 10, just everything about it. The brand I liked, what was it called? Polio, and it had a white spiral and a yellow spiral string cheese, and you could just, it was the dankest and easiest to pull apart, for sure. At 9, I'm gonna go the pickle. Sleep on the pickle. You can't eat too many. It's not healthy at that point. It's not really a cucumber, but that salt you need. But a few on occasion, just a dank snack. Moving into some fruit at 8, I got the mango. The mango just hits right. It just makes every smoothie better too. Like it's a requirement. With the banana, with the requirement. All right, at 7, I got pineapple sliding in there. Just overall fruit look is a number 1 or 2 in itself, but taste I put at 7. It's a dank snack though. 6, like you said, I'm not kind of like a meal. I eat a lot of small meals in the day, and I don't really consider a fried egg a meal per se. But if I smack 2 real quick, that's a dank little snack to get me going around 11 o'clock. Here at 6. At 5, I got watermelon. Eat it with a spoon. Just cut it one right in half. Go right into it. But I don't.
You guys are sickos for that, huh? Love that watermelon.
It's gas. It's gas.
I'll have
Hydrate from it. Recover. Get your electrolytes back. Like, everything's right with it. All right. A little power food and an avocado toast coming in at 4. That's a dank, just like little breakfast item, little slide in there, kind of something to go on. Has some nutrients for you. Your body needs the healthy fats and all that going on. Number 3, the banana. Just dank. You need it for working out, recovery. It's a necessity. You can't eat too many. I heard it's bad if you eat one a day, but sometimes I do. I need to cut back a little bit, but so we have a problem with keep eating a banana a day. Number 2, the grape. The grape is like a by the pool kind of snack. Like I can see myself just imagine someone just like putting it in my mouth, just relaxing. Nice hydration in there. Just you don't need a glass of water with it if you're just smacking a grape.
Frederick green grape guy.
No seeds.
Good answer.
And at 1, it probably will get unhealthy if you eat it too much. But guacamole, the chips, I guess, will make it unhealthy. Whatever you're dipping in there. But if you can find a good whole grain cracker or something, put in some guac. They healthy. Number 1 seed overall. Chipotle, you need your bowl with guac. You just need it.
All right. We heard some cool lists. We got some classic lunchbox favorites, and we got some guacamole and all the way to some string cheese. So lots of fruits, lots of nuts. Shout out beef jerky. We'll be sponsored by Jack Links.
Always.
I swear on it. But
Yeah, we got to get on that.
we're going to change gears a
That'd be
little
sick.
bit and get to Brendan's profession. And we're going to do our top 5 pitchers of all time. And the fans, I want them to know this is cool for me because I played ball with Brendan, and I, not just high school and varsity baseball, we were on travel teams and had our own wiffle ball league at one point. We
Can't
all
forget
had
about
our
that,
matching
never.
hats, and we had our bracket and standings on Google Docs. Like, we were into it. So to see him get drafted and be able to come on and rank his pitchers is definitely cool for me. With that being said, here are my honorable mentions. I got 3 of them for you. We're going to start off with Tommy John. I just think that if you got the arm surgery that the pitchers need and it's named after you, you must have slain the rock. Also, my dad has a Tommy John autographed ball in the basement. So between when that cashes in and that, he just deserves the honorable mention slot. And then I got Kershaw and DeGrom. I got Jake DeGrom. I'm a Mets fan, so you know I'm biased. But Kershaw and DeGrom and even Verlander, I'll throw into there. I think they're studs. They're future Hall of Famers. They have either rings or Cy Youngs or some sort of accolade to mention. I just think with their age and that they have between 5 and 10 years, some of them left in their career, I'm going to hold off and we'll do a future episode on them because some of these guys in my top 5 are a little more noteworthy. So here we go. At number 5, Sandy Koufax. Not much to say about him. He's just a big name in the Hall of Fame. Sandy Koufax has done it. from a while ago. He kind of inspired a lot of the pitchers of today. And number 4, I got to do it to him, Tom Seaver. He's just, as a Met fan, there's nothing I can say bad about a guy that is just an absolute role model. He was always the guy to be there first. It's the type of guy Brendan is because I played with him. He would be there with the pitching coach early, working on whatever pitch wasn't shooting for him that week. And he was honest with himself. Hey, my slider was hitting, but I was leaving this changeup up, or I wasn't locating and they were smacking me. And he was just, between his wins and losses and playing for the Mets, he was just an awesome pitcher. And my dad showed me a lot more of him than some of these other guys because we are Mets fans. So he's making my list for sure. Number 3, Randy the Flamethrower, bro. Randy Johnson. Our logo, people are going to be confused because they've seen a little bit of our mustache logo, but we're coming out with some new logos and some new concepts January 1st. And one of them has to do with the mustache. So to see a guy with that type of mustache pumping straight, he was like the Aroldis Chapman, bro. He wasn't hitting 92. He was pumping the high stuff. And he did it in Arizona with the sick throwback unis and the mullet with the mustache. Like, I would get up there and I would not know what to do, knowing that this guy could throw the ball 98, 99 right at my chin. Like, with that mustache, you're killing me. And number 1, 2, very hard for me just because they both should be on the top 5, and they both are great pitchers, but one is my number 1 for favorite, and one is my number 1 for hands down best pitcher in baseball. So number 2, I got to do it. I got his bobblehead right there on my clock. Pedro Martinez, whether it was in the Red Sox jersey or the Expos or the Mets or whatever team he went to, I mean, he threw a wiffle ball, man. He'll give you one straight one so you see it, and then he'll bring in the dirty stuff. And he's won rings with it. He's run awards with it. He's led some successful teams, and they're usually the 1 or 2 and the ace on the rotation. And he's obviously a Hall of Famer, just a great guy. He's always smiling on TV, talking with his accent, his afro. The afro was, when I was a kid, that afro was just money, dude. Like, that was just the vibe. And then number 1, I'm sure he'll be on Brendan's list, Nolan Ryan. I mean, when you talk baseball, you could ask anyone that doesn't even know baseball, and they at least heard the name Nolan Ryan. He's been in Cooperstown longer than half these guys. So there's my list. I'll go give it to you again real quick. Koufax, Seaver, Randy Johnson, Pedro Martinez, and arguably the GOAT, Nolan Ryan. So let's pass it over Brendan, and let's hear who he's got to rank from the pitcher himself.
We got a really similar list, which is kind of fun because get to talk about it a little bit. But honorable mentions are going to be Jacob deGrom, and as you alluded to before we started recording, Andy Pettitte had to go that way. Jacob deGrom being, as good as he is today. I mean, he just dices at 97 to 100 every outing, and I mean, throwing 94-mile-an-hour sliders.
Your number was 46 from when you were 8 years old till we played high school ball. Like, he was Pettitte's prodigy, bro.
Yep. I think my grandma sent a picture when I was 6. Like, it was the first time on the mound. Sent a picture to Andy Pettitte, like when he was with the Yankees, and he came back with his autograph and he signed the picture and said good luck and stuff. And I was like, yeah, he's my dude forever.
You were hooked on him, bro.
Yeah, bro. That was it. Once I got that, I mean, that was it.
Remember when we were switching to the Magic and we were with your dad, and your dad was talking about what jerseys numbers we were going to pick on our new travel team?
Yeah.
Remember, I was going like 34. I was changing it up, and he was like,
yeah.
That's not a outfielder or something. And you were like, I was like, well, Brendan's 46, and you were like,
yeah,
not anymore. I'm my own man.
Yeah, I was told, I think I was 11 or 12. I was like, I need to have my own identity now. And I've run with 37 for as long as I could until pro ball. I got handed 27, which I liked, and then last month at Instructs I was 54, which was pretty cool. So, little mix. Chapman being 54. It's a pretty dangerous number. I like that. But yeah, so deGrom and Pettitte, just nasty pitchers. But top 5, my number 5, I'm going with Justin Verlander. I mean, he's a Tigers legend, threw a no-hitter in 2019. He's thrown 2 total. Like, I mean, no question, he's going to the Hall of Fame, you know, and he's still shoving it. Obviously, he got Tommy John, which sucks, so he missed this year. But, I mean, he still pumps it, which is
He wears
just
the same
at
jersey.
37.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Number 4 is Clayton Kershaw. So, you know, Sandy Koufax with his big curveball, Clayton Kershaw, you know, kind of like the same thing, but just the modern day. I mean, obviously a surefire Hall of Fame candidate, you know, the Cooperstown curveball that he has, and then him winning a World Series just kind of puts it on top this year. So, you know, what else could you ask for? No hitters, World Series champion. I mean, Kershaw's the dude. And then our top 3 is going to be really, really similar, and I'm kind of biased on all 3 of these guys, so this is pretty fun. But Randy Johnson is my number 3. I mean, that dude was touching your chin when he released the ball at 6'10", like, and throwing 100. How could you hit it? I saw one stat today that said he had 290 plus Ks 9 straight years, or just 9 total years, which is the most absurd thing I've ever heard.
Center on the mound.
Just absurd. Like, this dude was way too big.
Throwing a fastball.
Yeah, crazy. And so, a little biased that my pitching coach was the guy who worked with Randy Johnson. He was the guy who kind of fixed him and got him helped get him to where he is today. But so that was my number 3. Number 2, another bias, Pedro Martinez. So I actually met him last summer. I was playing at a Blue Jays complex, and his son was our third baseman. And he came to the game and hung out in the bullpen with us. So sat down and talked to him for a good 20 minutes, working on my curveball, and
Awesome.
just my parents actually got pictures of it, but just working with my hands on how he threw his changeup, how he threw his curveball, and then thankfully I actually got to pitch that day, so he watched me throw, and then we talked about my outing afterwards. So I'm talking with a Hall of Famer, saying thankfully I had a good day. So he saw some good stuff, but hearing that a Hall of Famer saying like good job and I like this and I like that is I'll never forget that. So that was a really, really cool moment. And then number 1 is Nolan Ryan, the Nolan Express. I mean, he was playing baseball for 25 years until he was in his mid 40s. Like, nobody's better than that guy. And once again, my pitching coach, was working with him throughout his entire career, helped with his longevity. So, me growing up, all I've ever heard is Johnson, Martinez, and Ryan. 2 guys that I want to emulate is Pedro Martinez and Nolan Ryan. So, those guys are definitely at the top of my list. But yeah, those are my 5. So honorable mention, DeGrom and Pettit, and then 5 was Verlander, 4 Kershaw, 3 Johnson, 2 Pedro Martinez, and number 1 was Nolan Ryan.
That's a good looking list, Brendan.
Yeah, our top 3 are the exact same, so we got the right mind.
Riley, talk to him.
All right. Well, first off, I got an Oreo shirt on if you can't see right now, so I don't have the best opinion out there. At honorable mention, I'm going to go Justin Verlander because he's dank and he's still at old age. And I'm going to give Cy Young too because he has a dank name and he has an award after him as well. In there. At 5, I'm going Clayton Kershaw. He's someone you don't bet against if you're pitching. You put your money on him. And he's continued to dominate. Just got a ship this year. And he's got a legacy to make. He's got a couple more good years to put in. Give him to his 40s. Doesn't get hurt. At 4, I got Sandy Koufax. Just a crazy lefty that got better as he got older. Just dank, just long, tough. Just tough. All right, this is where it gets a little different than you guys because I don't know if I share the same dank opinions as you, but I got Nolan Ryan at 3. I looked it up. He said 27 years in the fucking league. That's insane. But I just give him a higher ranking just because he played.
Pitchers don't do that. He's no outfielder. He's a pitcher.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably threw the right way. I don't know. I feel like the pitchers do go out with the crazy shoulder injuries. They just wear themselves out. You gotta learn that. I don't know, maybe a little angle in.
No, Riley, I'll tell you what. From playing with Brendan, he knows his arm care, bro.
True.
It's all my life is. It's all based on him anyway.
Okay. But no one's ever gonna have a career like Nolan Ryan. No one's gonna ever go for that long again. I highly doubt it. Number 2, Randy Johnson. Stud, dank flow, dank stash. Just the look was there. Like 5 Cy Youngs or something, and he led the league in strikeouts over 9 times. Just a tough guy.
You're the life hack.
Yeah.
And this is different for you guys for sure. At number 1, I have Roger Clemens. You can't hate on someone because they did roids or anything. I don't think I should take about any decision there. Just make him just as good. He has 7 Cy Youngs. He's throwing 32 complete game shutouts too in a 7-year span that he had with Dank. Just a baller. And now you say fuck the Yankees, but he's tough.
But all right, guys, that's our list. And since we're doing pretty good on time, and I guess having 2 topics, that one was top 5 like always, and the top 10 of this week was a little quicker and more simple than we've had in past episodes, so we have a little bit of time. I wanted to ask Brendan one of the questions that I didn't want to interrupt on earlier. From that talk you had with Pedro, that sit down in the bullpen, what is one thing, doesn't have to be long or detailed, but what's one thing you took from that next time you're hopping on the mound for the Tigers, you got that in the back of your head and you think it'll help you perform at your best?
Yeah, one of the biggest thing that I got away from, well, honestly, 2 things, is his fingers are the longest things that I've ever seen. I mean, this dude had a very similar hand size as me, but his fingers were an extra 2 inches on top. Like, he had his fingers really wrapped the ball. So, like, his curveball, no wonder it was so good. I mean, he was all the way around it. So that was one thing, but, like, nothing I can do about that. But the other thing was, like, throwing his changeup. And, I mean, his changeup was disgusting. I mean, watching videos of that, I mean, unreal. And so,
it's like a wiffle.
Yeah. And he was throwing curveballs and changeups that just split, like it was impossible to hit. But I mean, he led with his, usually when throwing changeups, you kind of lead with like these 2 fingers, your middle and your ring finger. But he was the guy who led with his ring finger, so a little bit of a weaker finger. And that he just said lead with that, and that's the last thing touching the ball. And it helped me out, and so that's something I'm still using and working on. Now it's the off season, so I have a lot of time to work on that and develop that. But yeah, the changeup, how to throw a good changeup. Really,
and before me and Riley, I have another thing to say with Brendan, but before me and Riley get into some upcoming news with the podcast, I wanted to tell him about our Lakeland game when you were a senior. And I was, you literally took the Mahopac baseball backpack and literally put it on. So real quick, I'll sum it up for you guys. It was a cold end of the season playoff type beginning of the season. Cold when it was snow flurries coming down. We're having a good year. My senior year, before I stopped playing ball, we were a good team, but we didn't look it. When B. White was a senior and I was a junior on the team, we were a competitive baseball team, and our losses were close and our wins were good wins. And we're playing Lakeland, another good team in the area we always battle with, and it's 0-0 for a long time in the game. And then Brendan, who, I've seen him be a good hitter. I played with him since we were 9 or 10. But high school ball, he knew he was focusing on pitching. He left the hitting up to other guys on the team that were catchers and outfielders and third baseman. And he focused on pitching. But our coach knew he could still hit. He was an athletic kid, man. He was a switch hitter. Him and Greg were switch hitters when some MLB guys weren't. Like, they were just athletic guys. But he steps up to the plate as a pitcher. And now we're talking 7th inning. He's still in the game dealing. Pitch counts low. Guys aren't reaching. It's a pitching duel. We weren't hitting either. It was either 1-0 or 0-0. And we win 2-1 because Brendan hits it was either a go-ahead double or triple. He's mad quick, too. Our thing is, Brendan was never a power hitter, but he would stretch a single into a double or a double into a triple with his wheels. So he goes ahead and smacks an RBI to tie it. And then he comes back up to bat at the end of the game and wins the game for us, but for himself on the hill. And he ended up going like 6 or 7 inning complete game with a 2-1 win right before getting shipped off to Siena. And that was when we were all like, all right, like how serious he's taking it and this arm care BS and all that. Like, it's paying off. Like, he's killing it. So I just wanted to tell you, hats off. And some people that say, whatever, he was good, but he's from Mahopac, blah, blah, blah. If you asked me, Greg, Brian, and all the usual, Aunt Merdita, and all of them, John Fasig, none of us are surprised from where you are because you've always been grinding it and you've always been killing it. And you took it seriously when you had to, and you always loved it. So congrats, bro.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate that. It kind of gave me chills a little bit. Thinking about how we all grow up. Yeah,
We even got to talk about
absolutely.
it. Remember Cooperstown when SoCal beat us because Foxy gave
Yeah.
up pop up to second base.
I'll never forget. Could never forget about that stuff. It's fun thinking back to the early days when everything got started. Competitive baseball started when we were. I was I think it was 9U. So 5th grade, and nothing had stopped since. It just kind of kept on going. But it's always fun to talk about those times and to hear what you guys see. And hopefully keep on moving forward and keep pushing up to the big leagues and represent Mahopac well.
For sure. So Riley, go ahead. I want Riley to touch on. We've been growing quick and things have been going a little better than we planned, which is awesome. But
can't complain about that.
with that comes a lot of tweaks and a lot of adapting and adjustments. So I'm going to talk about some upcoming news at the podcast. Well, Riley wanted to talk about some of the apparel that we're dropping and bringing down to Maryland this weekend, and just more quality and pricing, stuff about that. So Riley, go ahead.
Hell yeah. I wasn't prepared to talk about this, but I'll get everything I got right now. We have Dank hoodies coming in. Really like some white ones. We're getting a new logo that we're updating. I think Black touched on that. We'll have a mustache, Dank crown, most important parts. But we're going to get some koozies. What else, Black?
So he's touching on it. We got everything coming in. So coming in within the next 2 months, or that is already here, is your usual hoodies, shirts, hats, stickers, and koozies. And then come springtime, we got some mugs and cups and bottles coming. And then come January, February, we're working with a couple personal trainers we're going to move our cocktail reviews in with the food review playlist. And we're going to add a fitness page where it's not your everyday, this is what you should do, or this is what it's a 5 to 10 minute video of someone very trustworthy and into the fitness and sports medicine field saying, I'm not giving you a 30-minute, this is what you should do, but here's my arm and back day, and this is what I'm going to eat before and after. So we got merchandise coming. So you could get your regular hoodie or your awesome hat and your dank fraternity sorority looking shirt, but we're going to have some sports shorts and mesh shorts, and we're going to have some workout apparel, headbands and bandanas and I'll name it, and workout bottles with our logo. So we could really reach all target audience and demographics and age ranges. And our other big thing with merch that me and Riley worked on and we both think is a real awesome thing coming up is we got some women's colors coming out. So for the holidays, if you're not trying to spend money on Pink or Gucci or any big name for your girl, we got some nice color hoodies coming for a better price.
Honorable mention podcast.
Yeah. So, and then just some news coming on. So Brendan was our week's guest this week and he killed it. And we had Razor Ray last week and he killed it too. Don't forget to check them out. But coming up, we have Sarah Cordo coming up. She's another Mahopac girl, a little older than Brendan and me, but she's played lacrosse and field hockey, and she's also the girl we've been posting about that's a photographer and videographer, and she does a lot of adventurous and geography and that sort of photography. So she's coming on. And then in the upcoming weeks, we also got Cha Vibes, of course, the Ocean City and Maryland homegrown surf and apparel company. And they blew up more than they could imagine. I've been on the phone and meeting with them left and right. And then our other big one coming up, we got the CEO of Let It Fly. Thought I had their hat on. It's over there. They gave me one of their hats to promote. Let It Fly Media out of Kansas City, Missouri. They are a drone and photography company that just signed a first deal with the PGA Tour. And they're basically in control, and they run all the top view and all the real estate type of virtual tour drone imagery. So he's coming on. So look out for them. Look out for Cha Vibes. And obviously check us out, baby. I mean, you guys are helping us more. We were this is our sixth episode, but we're only officially 30-something day. We're like 33 days in. We're 4.5 weeks since we launched our first post on Instagram and said we're gonna put an episode up that week. So we're only 4 weeks in, and we got 200 plus views on episode 1, which didn't have any video and didn't have a guest on it. And we have over 250 followers on Insta, and that's growing. And we're working with great companies. We just signed a new contract to, instead of just dealing with a printing company and going to them every once in a while or going to Custom Ink, we worked with a local company that signed a contract, has all our designs and all our ideas on file. So we walk in, we hit them up, plan something out, and they bang it out for us at a cheaper and better price. So it's been going great. So we appreciate it. Riley, if you want to talk about how good the fans have been, you could before we say bye.
They've been dank. Keep following, keep supporting, keep watching.
All right. So that's all. Stay active on our Twitter and on obviously our Instagram. And then stay tuned. Check out our playlist and our full episode podcast. They drop Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern. So that's it this week from Honorable Mentions, everybody. Thanks, Brendan.
Thank you,
Hey
Brent.
guys, thanks for having me on.